Okay, we're talking about Hoyoverse again, and well, this is a article that actually came out yesterday from Screen Rant, which is a pretty popular site in terms of just looking at films, looking at games, and other stuff. And it seems that they put out an article about, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star, and Zone Zero, talking about the case for a subscription service in these games. Now, I was very interested by this because, again, this is something that I've never seen anybody suggest before. If you don't know, all of these are gacha games. All of these, kind of thrive off taking people's money and thrive off of, having all of these limited FOMO kind of deals. So why would a subscription service actually benefit these games, and how would they actually do it? How would Screen Rant do it? So we're going to be going through this and actually taking a look. So let's start off with the first kind of paragraph saying, as Hoyoverse continues to succeed with Genshin Impact, Zone Zero, and Honkai Star, could a subscription service better serve its community? Gacha games have always been a controversial topic, especially since Genshin showed how successful they can be. This only continued with the other two games, which may have not been the media appeal, but still carry a significant fanbase and profit. Even with the competition starting to get better, Hoyoverse still has a firm grasp on the gacha genre, which is definitely true. I feel like Hoyoverse, even though, there's all these posts about saying that, Genshin is dying, Honkai Star is dying, Zone Zero is dying, or whatever, it's just not the case. They have a firm grip on the kind of market. Although, yeah, there are games like Wuthering Waves, which are catching up very quickly, but it doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to fall off or necessarily going to lose their audience. I feel like they're just going to run side by side if Wuthering Waves ever does fully catch up, which again will be great because as a Wuthering Waves fan, that would be brilliant for me. But they say, for all of their charms, each of the games shares its troubles. Genshin seems to be running out of steam the past year, producing lackluster content with the majority of characters with little to no interest to the community, which is true. Apart from Veressa has actually been very popular in the community recently, and it's actually brought a lot of people back. Even I've started playing Genshin a little bit, just to kind of, see what Veressa is all like, and, just trying to get some primo gems for her, because, hey, you got to pull a character that you like. Anyways, we get back into it and say Honkai Star has also been hit with major power creep issues that could send the strategic title to an early grave, which again, there's been a lot of issues with that if you see him with Castorius and stuff like that. You guys know exactly what is going on over in that situation, and they say Zone Zero may be in the best position, as after a sluggish slow start, it has rebounded nicely to have consistent engaging updates and characters. Now, they go into the actual subscription model here. So they say how a gacha subscription model would work. They say a solution to many of these issues is to create a subscription model for the big three Hoyoverse games. The first part of the system would be figuring out a fair price so it doesn't hurt the company's bottom dollar a lot, if at all. And they say, rightfully, this is a factor that fans won't care about, but it is an important business tactic. Without the profit, the company wouldn't want to actually adopt this method, and a fair price that would work for both sides would likely fall between $30 or $10 per game. So they're looking at $10 per game for each of them for the subscription. Okay, so honestly, that doesn't sound terrible. $10 for a subscription, but what do we actually get in this subscription? They say the next step is making the subscription a good deal. The fairest solution here would be for all limited characters to be given to subscribers at base, along with a base copy of their signature weapon. Wait, they're actually suggesting that. Okay, well, this is a very long shot. Like, I haven't read this article at all. This is a very long shot. Hoyoverse are never going to do this because, again, I feel like this just, it just doesn't work out conceptually, especially the fact that, they've already started off with a banner like this. They're never going to, change it up because some people get annoyed at the fact that some people are getting these characters based off of a subscription service. And they say this allows them to try out new characters they want and not fear out a missing if they do become stronger down the line. It could also help them solve burnout for those who want to try new characters but can't manage the costs. Again, one of the big reasons why gacha games even exist in the first place is for FOMO. People like, well, I'd say people like, but the big reason why people play the game is because there is FOMO, and the reason that people keep coming back is because there's FOMO. Even if people like it or not, it's just a kind of, I guess, what do you call it? It's just a function. It's a feature of a gacha game. It's FOMO, and that's what keeps these, games so big. And it's the same in literally any other gacha game too, like, Wuthering Waves, other ones. You've got these massive characters that are there for a limited amount of time, and, they do take quite a lot of effort to get. It's not just you turn up, you just go, okay, thanks for the character, and move on. You do have to either grind up, some astrite, or you do have to pay for some astrite, which, you could do it either way, whatever kind of player you are, but it still takes that effort to actually do it and, you know, get this character, which again, I feel like adding the subscription button would just like remove that completely and people would just stop playing the game less. Now, would it be better for the audience if we had free characters? Well, I say free characters. If we get a character with every subscription, stuff like that. Yeah, of course it would be better, but it's just not plausible, and it's not plausible as a business model for Hoyoverse to do this. So but I'm already not liking this idea, but hey, let's keep going. They say the caveat to this is that the banners will stay for 2 reasons. The first is that any duplicates will work as they currently do, powering up the characters and signature weapons. The second reason is that if a subscriber were to cancel their subscription, they would still have the characters or weapons they have duplicates of. For example, if someone used the subscription to try Miyabi's best builds and managed to pull 2 extra copies of her and one of her engines, then when the subscription ends, they would still have Miyabi at Mindscape 1 with a base engine. So what they're saying is that, you know, they're gonna keep their character. I'm so confused about this. I feel like, you know, they haven't really thought this through fully. I feel like subscription would just be such a terrible idea. But hey, let's keep going. I'm not sure if they mean that maybe the subscribers only get it for a limited time while they have that subscription. They don't truly have the character, and the banner system is also there alongside the subscription. But again, that just doesn't make any sense, and I feel like this article is a little bit stupid. I'm going to be honest. I feel like they don't understand how any of this stuff kind of works. Let's say the argument for a subscription model. The most obvious reason for having a subscription model would be the money it would save players and the experience it would offer. Well, great. You know, I want Hoyoverse to buy me a Lamborghini, but they're not going to do that, are they? Because, you know, they're not that generous. Like, you could always say that, hey, oh, this is the most obvious reason because, you know, it's better for the players. But let's be real. Is it going to benefit Hoyoverse? No. Is it going to benefit the company? No. So why are they going to do it? They're not. You know, you could ask for literally anything. You know, can they add this into the game? No. Oh, why not? Because it's not going to help them out. It's, oh my god, okay. See, gacha can often feel like a predatory service, especially given the way that Hoyoverse treats new character releases. Even if Zealous tries to avoid power creep as the newest title, this would solve that issue for those who just want to enjoy the game, while still letting them support the more content. Also, given the nature of these games, there will still be people who spend an exuberant amount to the max of the characters they love. I mean, that's kind of true. There's always going to be whales in terms of pulling for copies, but I feel like a subscription service just would not work. A subscription service would not be good for a gacha game ever. I feel like, yeah, no. This type of system would also serve as an easier barrier for entry for new players. With these games having as many years behind them as they do, new characters can often feel overwhelming to try catch up with the meager number of characters they're given. Again, you just listed a main point of why people come back to the game. Because it's harder to get, you know, you get overwhelmed with a lot of the characters, and it's harder to get a lot of the characters that are already out. So what do? Do you go, oh, I give up? Or do you B, go grind out the game for about 40 million hours to get all the asteroid, to get all the primogems, to get all the whatever that you need for that character? You do that, you know, and boom, they've just played even more of the game. Whereas a subscription service, they go, oh, well, you know, I've gotten to the game. Oh, what's that, $10 for a subscription service? Oh, I'll just leave and come back then whenever the character comes out. And there you go, you've just lost your player. You've just lost your player for that amount of hours that they would have spent going around farming. Now, is it predatory? Yes, 100%. But that's just how gacha games work. You know, I'm going to be real. If you come to gacha games trying to change it, trying to add subscriptions and stuff like this, it's just like, okay, you're kind of fighting a losing battle here. But hey, we keep going, and they say, let's just keep going down here. They say the benefit could also bring is largely increasing the number of active players, which is already becoming large. Even if those new entries never spend outside the monthly cost, that is more income from users who have never touched the game otherwise. The tricky part of this will be figuring out if they can outweigh the likely reduction from those who might have been inclined to spend on pools before, but now find no need. Now, also, this person says here, the worry would be if they did change this model, what tweaks might they find to make it unfriendly? They could go as far as to change the game from free-to-play to subscription required to play, or numerous more features or bundles could be added that makes the service feel like a necessity more than a helpful optional system. Which again, yeah, no, we're not turning this into a subscription-based game. Like, that's just going to turn away so many people. There's so many people that play free-to-play. It's just like, oh, let's just turn this into a subscription thing. It would create a massive problem as well among free-to-play players. You know, all these people that don't want to pay for subscription and want to play completely free to play, and then they're like, oh, well, everyone's got every single character and you don't because they bought subscription. It's like, okay. The argument against a subscription model boils down to two main factors. The first is if Hoyoverse would even consider it, the studio already makes an enormous profit from the current system, so it would have to measure how much it thinks this type of system could make. If the answer is not more, then the likelihood of this type of feature plummets to near zero, as even if it would be on par with what is currently made, it would be a lot of effort to create, which, yeah, that's true. But like also, yeah, the fact is, it's not always just about how much money would this make, but it's also how invested can we make the player? How long can we get the player playing the game? Because that's going to keep them more hooked on the game, which is going to keep them spending for longer. You know, someone could spend on a subscription just once and then just kind of forget about the game forever. But if you keep them playing the game and keep them going, well, they're going to keep spending and they're going to keep spending, and you're going to have a more kind of stable income stream from these players, which again is just better overall for the company. Now, I'm not saying it's better for the player, obviously. I do wish there was some easier way, but again, it is kind of stupid. They say the second worry is the second worry would be if they did change this model, what tweaks might they make to make it unfriendly? They could go as far as to change the game from free to play to subscription required to play, which again, yeah, just stupid. We've already actually read that. They say a fair and friendly system like this would likely be a pipe dream. Gacha games make too much money as is to move a system like that. So again, they are kind of saying that, you know, this system is kind of stupid anyways, so I don't really know why they created this article in the first place if they know that this system isn't going to work in any of these gacha games anyways. I just think that's kind of dumb. I feel like this article was kind of stupid in terms of, you know, creating a subscription-based thing. I was ready to hear it out, you know? I was ready to hear out some of the reasons why subscription-based models might be good for these games, but they just presented nothing. And again, you know, it would be great for the players, but it wouldn't be great for the companies, and it's just never going to happen. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think that, you know, subscription-based services should come to these games? I don't think so. But don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Go to GameStop, use my code CASTER, get 10% off. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. So, see ya.